Well, December's right around the corner, guys. And you know what that means. Great General, the Six Samurai. Samurai's going to be a meta deck. Or will it? Well, let's find out, shall we?
Reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
Alright, what's going on, YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here. I'm in the parking lot at work. Gotta make this quick before I go into work. So, let's talk about Six Samurais, guys, because, it's looking pretty good. There's some main concerns I have with the deck, though. But, for those of you who are living under a rock the past few weeks, Great General, the Six Samurai, is confirmed as one of the special edition promos in the Chaos Impact Special Edition. And, what is it? And as well as the Scrap Wyvern. I know the Scrap Wyvern is actually going to do some things. So, we're talking about Six Samurais today. Alright, so, Great General offers a lot to the deck. It searches Gateway. We all know this. That's why we're excited about it and all that. But if you happen to open Gateway, you could search other things. You could search a Dojo, a United, whatever. Preferably Dojo because there's no limit to how many counters you can stack. So, yeah, there's that. Alright. So, what can the deck do now that it's got a consistent Gateway? There's no Summon Sorceress or any of that. So, what can we really do? You can basically do anything you want. As long as you can get access to Gateway, you can set up a huge negate board with things like Naturia Beast, Sparkion, Borreload Savage Dragon, Appaloosa on the board. You could do all of that. You could set up an extra link board that's immune to Super Poly, which is very nice because we always need to, look out for Super Poly. Or we can just FDK our opponent with Amazoness Archer. You see where I'm going here? I've been saying for years, hey, these cards that can use their effects an infinite number of times to deal burn damage, they should probably not be in the game. Because even if you take out cards like Firewall Dragon, they are still going to be a looming threat. They're still going to be around to continue to be able to FTK your opponent. You can say things like, oh, this card is the enabler, this is the enabler, but, what do you want to do? Do you want to hit the enabler, or do you want to hit the card that just makes the FTK even possible in the first place? If you didn't have cards like Cannon Soldier in the game, we wouldn't be dealing with this problem. Now we got the Math Mech rank 4 out that's able to search this Amazoness Archer. All you need to do is overlay 2 Keyzons and then, or no, you can overlay all 3 of your Keyzons. It doesn't even matter. And just search your Cannon Soldier. You probably have your red and blue combo. So, yeah, the deck can do whatever it wants if it gets access to Gateway. That is the biggest problem we have going on right now. So, that is the good things. The good things is when you can get to your Great General and all that stuff, resolve it, your deck is fully unlocked. You can do anything, which is good. For a competitive standpoint, you want to be able to do anything. So, what is the main problem though? Yeah, I mentioned all the good things. There's one huge glaring issue with this deck. And it may not be what you think. And that is, Gateway is at 1 copy. Now, you could be confused when I say this, but hey, Gateway's at 1, but we have Great General. But see, that's the problem. It's because Gateway is at 1 that your entire deck, sole purpose, your entire deck is completely reliant. It lives and dies by resolving Great General. That's the unfortunate part. If your Great General gets hand trapped in any way, you are losing that game. Why do you lose the game? Well, because we lost Summon Sorceress. Because we lost Summon Sorceress, Six Samurais do not have anything else they can fall back on. Now, if they did have something they could fall back on if Great General got negated or hand trapped or whatever, then, I wouldn't be making this video. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. But, the problem is, without the Summon Sorceress, the deck has no other follow-ups. It has no it has nothing else. It doesn't have an alternate route it can take. It's literally resolve Great General or lose the game. So, that's a big problem. And how do I know this? Well, because I started playing the deck on Dueling Book, and it's literally been the same thing. The moment, before, people used to save some hand traps for maybe Isolde, or maybe your Kaigeki to stop yourself from summoning a monster. Hit your, whatever other warrior extender. Maybe even hit the summon sorcerers or hit the Saryuja so you don't draw into your rank up magic, whatever. But now when it comes to Great General, since that card has been revealed, it has literally been all hands on deck on this Great General. The Great General becomes the biggest silver bullet in this game, essentially, so far. Literally, people save every ounce of hand traps for Great General to make sure it does not resolve. And that's a huge, huge problem because, people are still playing 10 plus hand traps in their decks. People are playing, still dedicating a quarter of their main deck to hand traps. That's problem number one. Kind of wish that Magical Midbreaker Field was kind of still at 3. But hey, I guess you got to play, that plus a Temple in a set rotation or whatever. Yeah, man. So people will let everything go, even the Isolde, and save all their hand traps for that Great General to make sure it doesn't resolve. That's the biggest problem. So now at this point, you're having to play cards, all kinds of cards, to make sure that Great General does resolve, which dilutes your opening hand. You want warrior extenders, but when you have to play Call by the Graves, and you have to play things like Instant Fusion for Millenniumized, you do that after you summon your Isolde, just in case they do want to kind of ask your Isolde, whatever. You're not just playing those, but sometimes, depending on the format, if people are playing impermanents, they're going to try and stop your stop your Great General that way. You may want to play Saravis, whatever, or do what I do and just play some Midbreaker Fields with set rotation and Temple, since Temple also stacks Bushido counters and all that. See, glaring issue there, man. So let's say after all of this and Six Samurai still manages to do something, well, what will happen then? Well, people will start playing Ghost Ogres again. A Ghost Ogre to your gateway is good game. It's as simple as that. If your gateway gets Ghost Ogred, that's game. Unless you do the smart thing and have a barricade board blocker on the field, then okay, cool. All right. So what else could happen if Six Sams actually do good, despite all of these issues, to Great General, the Six Samurai, because it has no protection. Droll Lockbird also kills the deck because you're trying to search out like 8 cards with Gateway. You can't do that. You can't even draw because Droll is just that busted to where you can't even draw cards. So no, sir, you just Skull for you. So basically, you were banking off of having dojos and having already have like multiple blues and reds in circulation before you had even searched the card, which is probably not likely because you're probably going to activate Smoke Signal or Rhoda or Search with the Zold. So, if you get drolled on your Zold, God help you. You're not even searching Gateway with Great General. Not even that, but just cards like Typhoon. Just, if you're able to have full combo, you're by default have 2 cards to stack with Bushido counters. And if you draw with Saryuja, you're definitely getting another card other than Gateway that stacks counters. And a Typhoon to your Gateway can also be good game. Just like that. I've had that happen. So it's just, man, if you're, literally, let's see what's going on. You get drolled, you lose. If your Great General gets Ash Blossomed, you lose. If it gets hit with Effect Veiler or Infinite Impermanence, you lose. If it gets Gammaed, you lose. If your Gateway gets Ghost Ogred or hit with Typhoon, you lose. There's a lot of lose buttons going on right now. And it's literally And this wouldn't even be an issue if Great General wasn't the only way for Six Samurais to play the game. That is unfortunate, but that is where we are right now. Until we get some more cards like Crossout Designator to stop even more hand traps, because again, as long as people are dedicating a quarter of their main deck to hand traps, Six Samurais, in my personal opinion, isn't really a safe deck that you want to play. Now, I could be wrong, but, you know, just the number of hand traps people are playing and the number of cards that you have available to stop those said hand traps, you know, you're not looking at a very good percentage. You're not looking at a good percentage to break even on that. I'm sorry. You know, not only that, but you also kind of don't want to dilute your hand with all these cards to stop hand traps, and you don't have two warriors to put on the board to access your result either. So, am I wrong, guys? You know, again, I've played the deck for about a week now, and this is what I've noticed, is literally all hands on deck on hitting this Great General right here. I'm going to save every single hand trap I have for Great General, make sure it doesn't resolve, and if it doesn't resolve, you lose the game. Because there is no Summon Sorceress. Again, this wouldn't be a problem if Gateway was at 3 copies, because at that point, you're not so reliant on Great General resolving. You have a good chance to just open it, and then you're fine. So if Great General did get hand trapped, okay, sure, I already have Gateway. You know, but, you know, because Gateway's at 1, this is a huge problem that the deck has to face. Great General is going to be the only way that you can reliably get to Gateway. You can't left arm for Gateway anymore because, again, no Summon Sorceress. You know, you could easily left arm into Gateway, activate the Gateway, and make Summon Sorceress, and summon 2 warriors that way, and get your counters going, but you can't even do that anymore because Summon Sorceress is banned. So, with that being said, guys, I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, I need to go to work. So, thank you very much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.